Hello and good morning. Welcome to Traders Next Door. I'm your host, Ed Katashabe from Forex Insights SA, and this is the Daily Scoop. We are not even 4 days after NFP, and eyes are already locked and loaded for CPI. October is proving to be a very exciting month. But before we deep dive into the nitty gritty on all the stats, let's talk about what CPI is and why do we even care. Well, CPI stands for the Consumer Price Index. It is a measure of the average change in the prices paid by consumers for goods and services in the last month. And remember, as we discussed in the last segment, that 70% of the US's GDP comes from consumer spending. So this is a primary indicator of inflation. So why is that important? Well, because inflation directly impacts the Fed's decisions on interest rates. Right now, the Fed is in a rate cutting cycle, the first one since March of 2020. And in September, we saw a massive 50 basis point cut hit the market to initiate this rate cutting cycle. And that resulted in some massive bullish dollar strength. And since then, the dollar has gained some real momentum, with all the stats coming out after that being largely positive for the dollar. We had Jolt's job openings hitting a massive 8 million out of the forecasted 7.6 million. PMI came out positive, ADP with a massive 143,000 out of the forecasted 124,000. You had unemployment drop down to 4.1% from a previous 4.2%, and you had NFP come in from a massive increase of 159,000 to a incredible 254,000 jobs added. So it has been a bullish dollar the entire way through since the Fed decided to cut rates. And right now, after NFP, we still have a massive bullish gap in the market waiting to be closed on the US dollar index. So the question is CPI going to give the bears a chance to step in? Or is CPI going to give an indication that the dollar is on a massive bullish run and it is going to keep going? So it all depends what inflation is going to be like, and this is going to impact what the Fed is going to do at their next meeting. So with CPI itself, last month we saw a flat 2.5%, and we're expecting a slight decrease of 0.2 year on year and a decrease of 0.1 on the month on month for both CPI and core CPI. Last month's flat release resulted in bullish action for the dollar, so we can expect another flat release or a beat of the forecast projection is likely to continue with bullish dollar momentum. But a decrease in this, if we have a miss during CPI, this could be the bears' chance to finally step in and do a correction on some of the bullish momentum we've seen. At some point, a pullback is going to be necessary. It all depends now if that pullback is going to be fundamentally driven or not. So with traders, you are going to need to be very careful going into this next couple days and couple weeks of trading. There are going to be some notable things to come out, and a pullback is due, but we have no idea when that is going to happen. We do have FOMC meeting minutes coming out just before CPI, so those minutes could maybe reveal some details that were maybe overlooked and missed at the last Fed meeting. So it's going to be a very interesting time. The markets are likely to be very volatile over the next couple of days, especially after CPI comes out. So trading it is going to be a little bit like surfing. You can't control the wave, but you can learn how to ride it. So keep your eyes open on the data that comes out and make good decisions. Manage your risk and do not jump into a trade unless you see your setup. If your setup doesn't present itself, sit on your damn hands. Patience in the trader is a virtue. So There's going to be an incredible time. And if you want to make use of your time in the markets, if you want to make use of the opportunity that's going to present itself, you can use the code FISA for 35% off a Vault Funder challenge. With CPI coming out, this is an incredible opportunity to maybe get your hands into the market and make some profits. So don't waste that opportunity. So that has been the scoop on CPI. I've been Edgar Katushabe, and this has been Traders Next Door. We'll see you in the next one.